Hey guys, today on People Now, new comments from the bizarre story of the adoptee whose adoptive parents allege they were conned into believing she was a child when she was actually an adult woman.
Cody Simpson opens up to fans about his sobriety and finding his bond with girlfriend Miley Cyrus.
Hey. Okay.
And this dog learning to talk has everyone on the internet talking. We'll explain.
Luckily, I have a sweet accomplice in Betty Lou Who.
Green eggs and ham, I think, are fine, especially eating them with Adam Devine.
Oh.
We're getting into all things green eggs and ham with the cast of the new animated series.
And the cast of the new High School Musical, The Series, is here with all we need to know about the new spinoff.
It's all live today on People Now. Let's go.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to People Now. Great to see you. Here's what you need to know and what's trending with today. Man, this is a story that people continue to talk about. One of the most bizarre stories in recent memory. We've got two new clips. In recent, this story as it's come out has sort of been developing. We've heard more and more new things. Ukrainian adoptee Natalia Barnett sat down for an exclusive with Dr. Phil alongside her new guardians, Antoine and Cynthia Mans, for a segment that airs on Dr. Phil this Thursday. Check out this clip where Dr. Phil tries to make sense of these allegations.
They say that you scammed them, that you lied about your age and came over here and terrorized them.
It's not true at all.
Were you at all concerned at the time that we could be putting the children that we have in jeopardy?
We're supposed to help. Me and my husband adopted these kids. It's like, who would do it if you don't?
This is so fascinating. So to recap, Natalia Barnett was adopted from Ukraine in 2010 by an Indiana couple who are alleged to have abandoned her more than 5 years ago, leaving her alone in an apartment before fleeing north to Canada.
Michael Barnett and his wife Christine contend that they thought they were adopting an 8-year-old child, now alleging, though, Natalia is a sociopath and a con artist who is actually an adult woman. In another clip, Natalia claims that she has proof of her age, refuting her adoptive parents' claims. Watch.
They claim that they did bone scans and all that. I don't remember going through a bone scan. I remember going through a bone scan in Michigan.
And the bone scan in Michigan said she was 14.
I even have paperwork saying that.
Yeah, it's really hard to know what to believe here.
Yeah,
There's a lot going on. Natalia's former adoptive parents have been charged with neglecting a dependent.
We'll keep you posted on that story as more develops. Let's talk about this. Meghan Markle is in no way looking for your love or approval. According to The Telegraph's Bryony Gordon, the royal says she is not seeking people's affection and, quote, doesn't want people to love her. She just wants them to be able to hear her.
She's even looking to distance herself from royal protocol and formalities when on official royal outings. So last week, Meghan opened up about her desire to connect with people on a real level during a surprise visit to the opening of a bakery that trains and employs disadvantaged women.
The new mom said, quote, one of the things I've realized since being here is that people have an expectation when I'm coming somewhere. So I'm like, let's just be really relaxed, keep everyone nice and chilled. Because at the end of the day, we're all just women. We all have a story to tell, and I feel honored that I'm getting to hear yours. It's refreshing kind of to see the humanity of a royal here. I don't know if it's because she didn't grow up as a royal, kind of a different sensibility. Imogen Lloyd-Webber, our royal correspondent, and I, we talk about this all the time, that she brings kind of a different perspective to the family.
Well, yeah, it's also different for Meghan in comparison to Kate because she's most likely not going to be queen one day. Right. That adds a different element. Now, we all remember the curtsy that wasn't. Meghan rejected a curtsy in favor of a warm hug at the One Young World Summit in October. Definitely bucking royal formalities there for more American style.
And that was also someone that she had known for many years and worked closely with, and we discussed this in our royal breakdown, that the royal in those environments, kind of, they establish the protocol. You follow their lead. So if she goes in for the hug, you do the hug.
But it does make it a little awkward sometimes.
It could be.
But it works out.
We got to see a little glimpse into Meghan and Harry's lives as royals in the ITV documentary, Harry and Meghan, An African Journey. The royal couple revealing in the doc their happiness as new parents, but also the hardships that come with being in the spotlight and under this constant scrutiny.
They specifically call out dealing with the British press, with Meghan saying, quote, I never thought that this would be easy, but I thought it would be fair. And that's the part that's really hard to reconcile. And through all of her hardships she's faced, she really is finding her own voice and her footing as a royal.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this story. Sobriety. It has Cody Simpson on a natural high. Simpson updated fans in an Instagram story on Monday, confirming that he's 4 months sober, and as he put it, still stoned. His note comes 2 weeks after Simpson's girlfriend, Miley Cyrus, also spoke out about her sobriety, saying on Instagram Live that she too had hit the 4-month mark and that it was the best that she's ever felt. And she added, quote, "I'm radiating." Now, back in October, Simpson spoke on the Kyle and Jackie O show about the couple's sobriety, saying it was something that helped the two bond early on in their relationship and that the two, quote, keep each other in a good place. He also gave more details about what inspired him to get sober in the first place, revealing that he stopped drinking the day he started filming the Australian edition of The Masked Singer. Now, since then, he says everything had just been going great. He would even go on to win the whole Masked Singer season. When asked if he had plans to ever drink again, Simpson admitted that he was unsure, but said as long as he felt good, he would stay sober. And he says Cyrus also feels the same way and doesn't have plans to touch alcohol again. The two were first linked romantically in early October. They were spotted kissing on a breakfast date. We remember that. Simpson's manager previously told People exclusively that his client and Cyrus were on the same page when it comes to their lifestyles. And Simpson also echoed those sentiments to People, saying that he and Cyrus, quote, found each other again in a space where we're both not partying and they are both working really hard. Good for them. And if you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, contact the Substance Abuse Helpline. It's 1-800-662-HELP. All right, now on to a story that has tongues wagging today. A scene from Look Who's Talking might help set this up. Watch.
Hey, pal. Time for my walk, remember? Hey, I'm getting kind of squirmy here. Okay, you guys are busy. I'll go right here, no problem. No!
Yeah, if only John Travolta and Kirstie Alley did listen to their dog Rocks, he wouldn't have relieved himself like that. But now, there is hope that we will all be able to communicate with our dogs. It's a true story. Speech-language pathologist Christina Hunger from San Diego is working on this thing with her 18-month-old pup, Stella, using an adaptive device Christina created. Stella has found her voice, not only to communicate words, but thoughts and feelings too. Like after she hits the happy button, she immediately rolls over for a belly rub. Stella can literally tell Christina what she wants. Like if she's tired after playing and she'd like a nap, she can tell her that. Or that instead of playing, she'd prefer to eat and then go outside specifically to the park, she can tell her that. Watch what happens when Stella hears something outside.
I know you hear something outside, but we're going to stay inside. Inside.
It's kind of wild, especially like
wild.
hearing the voice. Christina explains that Stella's actions in that video show that words are becoming more automatic for her to use, much like when a toddler starts using language to express themselves during times of frustration. They use the same word over and over again, like how Stella used look to urge her human to look outside. Pretty interesting. Christina tells People she is in constant amazement and shock, saying, quote, every day she says something cooler than she said the day before. Stella began learning to communicate when she was about 8 weeks old. She first learned the word walk and would get excited and use it repeatedly. Christina plans to continue teaching Stella how to use her voice and is documenting her efforts on her blog, Hunger for Words. Not really the dog's voice, but a voice. Anyway, she also wants to branch out to teaching other dogs how to speak, saying, I think how important dogs are to their humans. And just imagine how much deeper that bond will be. It's really remarkable, and it makes you think, are we getting closer to this reality, if this is like the starting point to creating systems where dogs can communicate really easily and effectively with words.
I feel like it is.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work, though, to also train them all of that.
Well, I mean, it does play into what we know. I mean, dogs always have, a lot of times have this urge to, they teach their humans their normal routines, and they'll do little things to signal things. I saw a story recently, I think it was a viral story last week, of these dogs a stray dog came up to some hikers and got them to come with it to rescue its friend that had fallen into an abandoned swimming pool. And it was like the only reason they went over there was
Yeah.
because this dog was emphatic
Those are
about
very
it.
smart creatures. Well, it got us thinking, if you could talk to your dog, what would you want them to be able to tell you? Maybe I love you, or maybe you'd want to know if they were in pain, or they could alert you of an intruder, or maybe you'd want them to tell you the truth about what they think of your significant other. Because we all know our friends lie sometimes.
Yeah.
On these in our People poll, send us your thoughts using the hashtag PeopleNow. The only one I wouldn't want is intruder. I'd rather them just bark at
Right,
full.
intruder.
Yeah.
Intruder. How about just a full, yeah.
Just a full
Which
bark.
they kind of do, but it's finding like this communication element that's really interesting. I'm fascinated by it. I could watch those stories or that video all day. All right, we're going to check in a little later about what you're thinking, but for now, Andrea, you have more for us in Star Trek.
Yes, we are kicking off Star Treks today with one candid talk show appearance. Bebe Rexha is opening up about the difficulties of working in the music industry when it comes to body image and fashion. So remember the tweet that went up right before the Grammys? She was frustrated after multiple designers refused to dress her for the 2019 Grammys. And she vented on Twitter saying in part, "My size 8 is still going to the Grammys, hashtag love your body." Now here's what she had to say on the Clarkson show about the process. Take a look.
Size 8 on a good day, and I'm talking
Okay,
about,
okay, because I was about to be like, first of all, yeah, I know the burden of size 8. It's so hard.
No,
the burden.
but they make
I am
outfits
just kidding
size
with you.
0.
No,
Look at that.
they do.
You're
They bring you
beautiful.
these tiny things.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Nothing fits in fittings. You ever go to fittings and they bring all this
Hell
these
yes.
designer things that they make in like size 0, and it's like I can't even get on like one leg.
I love that she's so open about this. It's so ridiculous sometimes. Now, you'll remember the good news. Multiple designers started reaching out after that tweet with their support, and Bebe ultimately showed up looking stunning in that red Mansouri gown. She went on to explain to Kelly that she wants her fans to know that they shouldn't feel pressure to change themselves, and that a number on the scale or label doesn't define them.
And I say it every night in my show, I say, I don't care what anybody has told you, a number doesn't define you. And I think it's really important for my fans to know that I'm not trying to be that. I don't care. It's like
Girl, and you have a banging body.
Yeah, she does. Go Bebe. All right, can you think of any better way to get ready for the holidays than with the Jonas Brothers? I can't. After releasing their first album in nearly a decade earlier this year, Nick, Joe, and Kevin announced on Monday that they've recorded an original song called Like It's Christmas. It's set to drop this Friday. Now, they broke the news on Instagram with a festive photo caption in part, "Mariah Carey has given the world the green light, so the holiday season has begun." That's a reference to the All I Want for Christmas Is You singer, who recently decided in her own hilarious Instagram video that the Christmas season is officially here as of November 1st. I don't know how I feel about this, but we're going with it. If she says, the new song comes at the end of a very busy year for the Joe Bros, who are currently in the middle of their Happiness Begins world tour. In early March, the band surprised fans by dropping Sucker, their first new track in nearly 6 years. The single was followed by the full album, which dropped in June. The recently reunited boy band kicked off their world tour in early August and will perform a total of 92 shows through February. Like It's Christmas will be available on November 8th, and we can't wait to hear it. All right, now watch this.
I got engaged tonight. Holy shit, I just got engaged. This guy said he loved me for the first time via text message. And then I told him, yeah, I love you too. Oh, nice. And then he was like, you want to marry me? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? No! This whole engagement thing may be abrupt, but I get the gut feeling and just go with that choice.
Love via text message. I don't know. All right, Below Deck star Abby Murphy is putting her anchor down, going from engagement to marriage. The reality star announced on Instagram on Tuesday that she is a married woman, tying the knot with her longtime beau, Patrick. The news came just hours after the pair got engaged via text message on Monday's episode of Below Deck. The Insta pic shows a large diamond ring on that finger and Abby cuddling up with her new husband. The caption reads in part, "Yes, we actually got married." She adds, "We didn't want or need a fancy wedding because we only needed each other in that moment. Now we are happy, sailing, living in Greece." That does sound wonderful. Yeah, I know. Patrick is a Greek sailboat captain and Abby's former boss. The two stopped working together when she joined Below Deck, and the distance allowed the relationship to come into focus for Abby. Now, previously, she had characterized the two as having a purely sexual, non-committal relationship. She even nearly hooked up with her ship's officer, Ashton, earlier in the season. Yeah, but her feelings shifted on Monday's episode. Abby revealed on the show, quote, "With Patrick, I've just been really naive and stupid thinking he was just my boyfriend, bleep buddy thing, when in reality, we have something special." Texting with Patrick, the two exchanged their first I love yous before Patrick popped the question, and Abby immediately said yes. But her shipmate, Courtney Skippin, was a little skeptical. Watch.
To get engaged via text, someone that like you were with for 2 years just all of a sudden tells you that they love you via text, My eyes are rolling all the way off the boat.
I mean, I would not want to get proposed to via text or said I love you too much.
Well, it's like, did they have like FaceTime? Did they have good
There's
service?
no other
or no other options?
I don't know. But you know what? We're really happy for them. Below Deck airs Mondays at 9 p.m. on Bravo. And those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, stay with us. We've got the cooking tips and tricks you need to be the star of your celebrations this holiday season. Plus, we're joined live by the cast of High School Musical, the series. Very excited for that. Stick around.
Just past Whoville and all those places you'll go, a new adventure begins. In this story you think you know, a tale of two strangers named Guy and Sam, and a chance meeting over green eggs and...
You don't like green eggs and ham? The story follows me. I'm Sam I Am, and Guy, who is Michael Douglas, and we're sort of on an adventure to find this chickaraffe, which is an endangered species, and I'm trying to protect the endangered species and get it back to its rightful home. All the while, finding all the green eggs I can eat.
Nice. One of Dr. Seuss's most beloved books is coming to Netflix on November 8th. When we sat down with the cast, they explained what they hope fans take away from the new animated series.
Well, especially with my character, EB, I hope that fans take away a sense of adventure from the series and how just that Dr. Seuss vibe of finding yourself out in the world. I really felt like that was conveyed so beautifully in the series, and I hope that reaches our audience.
Don't give up on your friends, I think is a really good, or I should say, support your friends no matter what, is the way I would say it. I think that there's this lovely message that even if people are different, or even if someone's is going through a hard time, that you don't give up on them. And we see a lot of that in the series, and I think it's a very heartfelt and positive message to take from it.
All right, now everyone knows Sam I Am loves green eggs and ham, while Guy Am I a little hesitant to give them a try. Well, we had to know what foods this cast loves that might cause other people to hesitate a little. Watch.
Oh, you know what? I just had something the other day. I had a scallop sausage, which might be something people would be hesitant to try because you're like, that doesn't exist. But it's like scallops on a bun. It was scallops that are kind of formed into a link. And it was delicious.
This is so dumb, but right now, I was like just talking about this in the car with my parents. I'm obsessed with this plant-based protein powder, Ka Chava. It's pretty much chocolate milk. It's basically like healthy chocolate milk, and I'm really into it.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoy cow tongue. I enjoy cow tongue. Like you can go to a deli and you get thinly sliced cow tongue, and it's delicious. Just don't think about it. Just don't think about it.
I feel like I'm from the Midwest, so like, I'm a meat and potatoes boy. So I feel like the stuff that I like most people like, it's like hamburgers and pizza and steak and potatoes. That being said, if there were green eggs and ham, I'd eat it. I'd love to try that.
I'm not sure about the sliced cow tongue. Actually, my grandma was really into that.
It's all preparation, right?
I guess so. Well, Dr. Seuss was a master of rhyming, it's true, so we decided to let the cast give it a try. Let's see how they do.
Oh.
Sam I Am went up the biggest hill.
Sam I Am went up the biggest hill.
To grab a drink and take a chill.
Oh me, oh my, it was quite a thrill. I came, myth, tumbling down, and that is when I donned a frown.
And ever since rehab, he's not taking a pill. We're hoping that parents watch with their children, so that was for the parents.
The rarest of chickaraffes goes missing from the zoo. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do?
Luckily, I have a sweet accomplice in Betty Lou Who.
But because it has a diaper, it's okay if it takes a poo.
And at the end of the day, when eating green eggs and ham,
At the end of the day, when eating green eggs and ham, I don't tell my rabbi.
At the end of the day, when eating green eggs and ham,
I wash it down with water.
Oh my gosh, why am I having a hard time with that one? You had chickaraffe in the last line. Why is this hard?
I'm grateful for a land animal because I don't want to eat a clam. That's all I got. That's the best I got. That was the third try.
Sometimes, no, I'm not gonna do that one. Hold on. It's turning into a limerick. All right. At the end of the day, when eating green eggs and ham, the only thing I miss is that I'm not doing it with Sam.
luckily I'm surrounded by friends and fam. Ali.
Now that's weird. So now they're gonna think I wrote those ahead of time. I really improvised those. All right.
Wow, they did it well.
Skills.
They did it well. I'm not sure how, but we're seeing it here on People Now.
They were amazing. I was like, wow, I hope we have them again on People Now.
You can just
I was
rhyme
thinking
People
the
Now
same
with
one.
People
I
Now.
know. Well, whatever. Adam Devine recently got engaged to his longtime girlfriend, Chloe Bridges. Wonder if she knows about his rhyming skills. They make such a cute couple, as we know, but his romantic boat proposal did not come without some nerves. Watch.
Guys don't get to wear engagement rings, so it's weird. I feel like she got something like really cool, like a really cool diamond ring, and I'm like, well, got nothing to show for it. I was super nervous. I knew she was gonna say yes. Unless she was really, it was a long con for her, just years and years of her kind of hinting and then being like, psych, I don't want to. So I knew she was gonna say yes, but I still was like heart racing, just don't even really remember what I said, and then just like stumbled as I was like getting on a knee.
Adam told us that they haven't started planning the wedding yet, but he revealed his one delicious must-have.
I want chocolate chip cookies, freshly baked, and ice cream, and that's it. And then literally no other food. I'm good with that. Just a sugar rush all night.
That sounds really delicious. That would be one fun wedding.
Yeah, simple request. Just that's easy to get, right? And then the rest of it is just gravy. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, Keegan-Michael Key also starring alongside John Cena in the upcoming Playing with Fire. He revealed the surprising thing he learned working with the former WWE wrestler.
It almost to me seems arbitrary, but it's not. John Cena picks up new hobbies. So the two of the hobbies that he's doing right now, he's learning Mandarin, like you do, and he also is learning to play the piano. And so in Playing with Fire, he actually plays the piano. He plays the piano practically in the movie. I don't know if it coincides with him knowing he was going to do it, the lessons, but he's really, really wonderful about picking up new things and expanding his mind. So the two things that he's doing right now is learning Chinese and playing the piano. And he was actually very accomplished the other day. I was in an interview with him doing press, and a guy who came in for Chinese news, and they had a small conversation. It was really great. He did a great job. As far as I know, he's fluent.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, to him, he nailed it as far as he's concerned. Yeah.
All right, we've got another adorable dog story. So don't worry, we love cats too, but it's a great news day for dogs today, so we had to share. A brewing company is putting pictures of adoptable dogs on its beer cans.
Look at them, so cute here. Fargo Brewing Company shared on Twitter that it has teamed up with For Love of Dog Rescue to draw some attention to the pups in need of a home. They've been dubbed Wonder Dogs.
Yeah, by putting images of the dogs onto the beer cans, both companies hope that they will finally find the safe homes that they deserve.
According to the rescue group's website, the 6 adorable pups that are showcased on the beer cans are Nix, Busy, Jensen, Hobie Moby, and Virginia.
Love it. Jared Ryan, a volunteer at the rescue group, told local news station KVRR that the Wonder Dogs are dogs that live their life best in a home by themselves and without any other pets. So he says it makes it a little tougher to find homes for them.
Yeah, and that is why the local brewing company stepped in to save the day. On Monday, Fargo Brewing held an event where customers could enjoy a 6-pack of the Fargo Original Lager for $9 while also getting to meet the dogs who are up for adoption.
And the brewery's social media marketing manager told CNN they managed to sell 25 of the 40 cases of beer made with the canine labels. There are still 6 packs available to buy through the remainder of the week, with a portion of the proceeds going to the rescue group.
Fargo Brewing Company tells CNN in a statement, quote, "We hope that having these dogs featured on the cans will help raise awareness and shine a spotlight on them where they might normally have been overlooked."
It's a great creative idea.
It is. I mean, why not, right? Like,
Yeah.
and create an event around it so people can come and have a good time and then find their pup.
Yeah, speaking of dogs, we've been asking you, what would you want your dogs to be able to tell you if they could communicate like the adorable Stella from earlier in the show? So let's take a look.
I love you.
Yeah.
But don't they say it with those eyes anyway?
I know. They kind of already tell us that.
Yeah, I'm in pain. That's not. I wish I could tell. The I'm in pain one made me think of. I wish I could communicate to my pet.
But exactly.
When they have to go like the vet and get a shot. Like, hey, here's why this is happening.
I don't think you should give them a heads up.
No, but just so that they know, like, I'm not hurting you.
That's true. That's true.
This is for your own
Maybe
good.
for the pain, you want to know specifically what's wrong with them, because sometimes they're in pain, but you don't know what to do.
It's like, I'm in pain. It's like, where's the hurt?
Oh yeah, it's gotta get more specific there.
Anyway, we'll develop over time, guys. It's a progress or a process. But for now, guys, we're gonna move on to this. This holiday season, People Now partnering with Lifetime for our Holiday Everyday series. Every week, we've been bringing you a new segment that focuses on holiday hacks, traditions, delicious food, and more.
It's all brought to you by Lifetime. Treat every day like Christmas with 24/7 holiday movies. It's a wonderful Lifetime all season long. Now, the holidays can be the most wonderful time of the year, but as we learn every year, there can be a lot of stress, especially when it comes to cooking and traveling with the food that you cooked.
Yeah, so for help, we went straight to the experts, Food and Wine, whose Thanksgiving issue is on newsstands now with 41 new recipes to elevate your holiday feast. And Food and Wine's culinary director at large, Justin Chappell, shared with me some essential holiday cooking tips and tricks. Check this out. Let's start with some of the easiest things to travel with in terms of food.
Yes, so the easiest thing to travel with when you're talking about food is gonna be a casserole.
Okay.
Now, I have one here. This happens to be a baked pasta, so check this out. Bam!
Delicious.
Yes, this is a classic baked ziti. It's one of the best baked pastas you can make. But when we talk about traveling, dishes that travel well, we talk about baked pastas or casseroles, which could be a vegetable casserole, it could be a rice casserole. But the reason they're great is because you put them in a casserole pan like this, you pop them in the oven. Once they're hot, they're gonna stay hot for 10, 15 minutes even after you take them out.
And then these insulated bags are fantastic.
And you can pick these up pretty much anywhere. And one good thing about that is you don't have to bug your host about reheating something, especially if you use one of these. And then once you get there, you just cut it up, put it on plates, and you're ready to go.
If you're like me, you're probably gonna be really late, so you're gonna run in, throw it on the table, and sit down and eat.
This is one of my Mad Genius tips. At Food and Wine, we do a lot of Mad Genius tips. This is slow cooker mashed potatoes.
Okay.
So if you take a look in here, we've actually cooked the potatoes in the slow cooker.
Okay.
We just put about 5 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes with a cup of water and a cup of milk. You let it cook, and then once the potatoes are soft, you can see they're starting to fall apart.
Yep.
You wanna mash?
Yeah, sure.
So you're gonna add about another cup of milk there.
Okay.
It gets juicy. Once you've got them all mashed up and ready to go, you can actually leave them in here and travel with it.
Okay.
So you add your milk, your butter, your salt and pepper, and then you can put the lid on top, put it on warm, and it's gonna stay that way whether you decide to eat it home or you're gonna carry it over to a friend's house. So this is, it's the same idea, smart cooking. So we're using our slow cooker here for a drink. We've just added some unfiltered apple cider in here. We've added some orange slices, some ginger slices, some cinnamon sticks. Here, I'm gonna let you serve it.
Ooh, okay.
And you put it all in your slow cooker, just right out of the container. You slice the fruit, put it in there, put it on low, let it go for like 3 hours.
Okay, oh, this is a 3-hour situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can put it in the morning. It can pretty much hang out all day.
The garnish is pretty nice,
Yeah.
right? Do we do it on the corner or just kind of plop it in?
I think you just plop it in.
Plop it in.
Give it a little extra flavor. Using leftovers is not a new thing. We all make sandwiches.
Yeah, the basics.
Yeah,
but this is beyond the basics.
It's totally beyond the basics, and it's a lot more fun. So the first thing we're gonna talk about are how to use leftover mashed potatoes.
Okay.
So here, we're not gonna actually go through the process, but I wanna show you the different ingredients. So you have your leftover mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Sometimes you have 1 cup, sometimes you have 5 cups. This recipe shows you how to turn them into mashed potato pancakes.
Okay.
You mix a little Parmesan cheese, some flour, and some chives. Heat up a skillet, put a little oil in, and dollop it into the pan, and you get these beautiful little potato pancakes.
Really delicious. Do you dip them? Do you just kind of?
So what I like to do is use them almost like blini.
Okay.
So I top them with a little sour cream, and then if you want to add a little chive there, a little garnish there.
Okay, let's move on down here. This is looking for so turkey, stuffing, and those types of ingredients.
So what kind of leftovers are we talking about?
We're talking Thanksgiving, or maybe that fancy Christmas meal, whatever it may be.
Yeah, because on Christmas or Hanukkah, rather than turkey, you might have brisket or you might have ham, right? So this recipe can be used with all of those, but it does require some leftover stuffing. Okay. So you've got your stuffing, you got a little cranberry sauce, you got some turkey, and we have an egg.
Let's be honest, finally something to do with that leftover cranberry sauce other than straight to the trash, because nobody touched it. All right.
Who doesn't touch the cranberry sauce? It's delicious.
Me and most people I know. All right.
Okay. So you mix it all up, and then you put it into your waffle iron.
Oh,
and then
okay.
what you get, this is very hot, and you get this awesome, whether it's brunch, breakfast, dinner, and to make it even better, you can top it with a little more cranberry sauce, which we're not gonna do because I now know you don't like it.
Maybe in this case.
But we're also gonna use our leftover gravy.
Oh my goodness, cheers. Thank you for all those tips.
Gabriella.
You got it? Oh, I'm good. I'm already off book.
Give him the Troy stuff. Who are we kidding? And how about we have you read for Kelsey?
Gabriella. I want to audition for Gabriella.
Okay. You're reading for Ryan, right?
I think he'd rather play Sharpay.
I love that. That is so fresh.
Our guests today are the next generation of high schoolers bringing their musical talents to the stage in what could be considered a meta reboot spinoff. They are here to talk to us about Disney's High School Musical, the series.
Yes, please welcome to People Now, Sofia Wylie, Joshua Bassett, Olivia Rodrigo, and Matt Cornett. Thank you guys for being here. Congratulations on this. This is so fun.
Yeah, let's talk about this right away. How old were you when the first High School Musical came out? Like that original OG?
I think I was 2, Olivia was 3.
I was 5.
5, or no, 7.
Yeah.
7.
So yeah, we were all pretty young, but the thing about High School Musical is it's so timeless and it just affects generations upon generations of people. So
It's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
That it continues.
Yes, exactly.
It was so huge. The original film had more than 290 million global viewers.
Yes.
So yeah, how are you feeling being a part of this cultural phenomenon at this point?
It's insane. It's really cool the way they're doing it so that, again, it is kind of does stand on its own legs, but it still pays tribute. But it's just so cool that the producers from the original movies put their faith in us, too, like they did Zach and Vanessa and the whole game.
Yeah.
It's kind of an honor, yeah.
It gives like an authenticity, gives you guys a real kind of thumbs up, I guess, a sense of approval and everything. And the music's fantastic. Let's go back to that original. Favorite songs from the original? If you had to choose. Sophia, let's start with you.
Fabulous with Sharpay, of course. It was so iconic.
Yeah.
You Were the Music and Me from the second one.
When There Was Me and You makes me cry.
All right. And Scream for me, just because I like the intensity.
Okay.
It's very intense.
I like that. Yeah.
Have any of the original cast reached out to you? Have you run into them? Maybe you guys reached out to them? Did anything like that happen?
Yeah, we were able to see Corbin Blue, who plays Chad, Monique Coleman, who plays Taylor.
Kenny Ortega, the director, he's been so supportive. All of them have been really, really supportive, and they, whenever they've seen the show, they've just said how amazing it is, which is an honor because I mean the movies were so magical. So for them to really have faith in our show means a lot.
So cool to cruise into this kind of thing. I'm sure as actors, you get on projects, you don't know if it's going to work or not. There's a built-in fan base here, right? Like people are ready for it, they're here for it. How is this one different? What are we going to get here that maybe we haven't seen before?
I think the cool thing about our show is the fact that we do pay like the respects to the movies, but yet we have all new characters and there is the originality of that, and every character is somebody that a person out there can relate to, and there are so many different things in the show that are very relatable because it's so real, and it's what kids in high school are kind of dealing with right now.
And the cool thing about the show is, unlike the movies, we're able to go into more depth into each character. So instead of having, an hour and a half to squeeze everything you can into it, we have 10 episodes so each character kind of gets their moment, and you get to see a little bit more about their life and what they're going through and why they're doing what they're doing and everything. And that's a luxury that we have with the series format.
Did you feel pressure to kind of pay homage to the original or kind of stick to it in a way, or did you have the freedom to just let loose, do your own thing?
There's a little bit of pressure, but I think we all agree that it's totally its own thing. And so, we're not trying to recreate it or be anything like no replicas or anything. So because we're our own thing, it's kind of.
It is crazy watching and then looking back, because back in 2006, you didn't have really much of the internet. We weren't on our phones as much, no apps. There's been a lot of changes, but you wouldn't even know.
Believe us. Back in the day, before electricity.
There wasn't Twitter.
Let's talk about first day on set. You guys obviously, you seem to get along, or at least you have to try to some degree. Right? You're going to be together a long time. Let's talk about the icebreakers. Day one, how'd that go?
Yeah, so day one, we all got to Salt Lake City because we filmed this entire series in Salt Lake City, which was amazing. And they all kind of cornered us into this conference room, and they put a bunch of games and playing cards, and they're like, all right, you guys, have fun, bond. And we're like, oh, all right, we're in just Salt Lake City. These are the people that we're gonna be working with for 6 months. All right, let's do it. And we just got so lucky.
Who's the most competitive?
Oh.
See, I don't know, because I think that's a good.
Me and Julia and Matt. And Frankie's Larry's pretty competitive.
Everyone's competitive.
We had a full-blown Uno tournament. So.
Oh, Uno is where the cards really come.
Spicy Uno.
Oh, spicy Uno.
Wait, what's the difference? What's spicy?
Oh, it's so much better. Let me tell you. Once you play Spicy Uno, you're not even going to wish you ever knew how to play Uno. Spicy Uno is
We'll get the details on that afterwards. Let's talk about the music. I mean, is it the kind of thing that you get the music way in advance to prep, or is it sort of, you've got a day to learn it? What's that process like?
We We kind of recorded it when we were in LA and then went to Salt Lake City and did it. But actually, an amazing thing about our show is that we do lots of the singing live that day, like on set. And I think that kind of attributes to the authenticity of the show. And also, Josh and I got to write for the show. We co-wrote a song for the show, and then I wrote one too, which is
Oh, that's really cool.
What's the song that you co-wrote?
It's called Just for a Moment.
Yes.
And it's in episode 9, so check it out.
Wow,
I do
that's
have
really
these
awesome.
have these visions of like the behind the scenes of American Idol when the groups get together and they're working out their parts and everything like that. Is there built in like audition or not audition but rehearsal time? Like we're figuring out our parts and with a coach or something?
Yeah, I mean, they had to teach her ukulele, they worked on my guitar skills and stuff. And when we're on set, we're practicing all the time if we're singing that day. And sometimes like I'll have a song, they won't tell me I have a song. And then the next day they're like, okay, so by tomorrow you have to know this song on the guitar and you have to do it live. And I'm like, okay, shoot. So sometimes it's thrown all over the place, but yeah.
Yeah, for you, in what ways are you most similar to your character?
I am exactly my character.
Really?
Yeah, very much so. My character can't play basketball. I cannot play basketball.
Okay.
My character's, one of his descriptions is most likely to sleep in or snooze his alarm or whatever. And one day on set, I was late to work. So, I'm very much my character.
You just hit snooze a lot.
Yeah. Well, no, I slept through my alarm.
He was like
terrible.
2 hours late, though. He wasn't
was
like
bad.
late. He was like late.
Do you guys share the same character flaws? Like all the bad stuff is the same?
All the bad stuff is the same.
Of course. Makes sense. Let's talk about this, Olivia, your character Nini, preparing to play the role of Gabriella. That's obviously a very iconic role. How are the two characters similar, and how do you relate to her most?
Yeah, I think the character is so relatable. I think the writers did such a great job of portraying authentic teenagers. I know, sometimes I'll like have the weirdest experiences. Like I'll be going through an experience or talking about something to my friend, and then the next day I'll go on set and I'll have to do a scene where I'm doing the exact same thing. Like they just really have so much truth in the characters. But yeah, I'm just really excited to get to portray like a multifaceted teenage girl who's just like trying to find her place in the world. I think that's so important for people to see.
Yeah, and Sophia, last time you were here is for Andy Mack. And that show definitely broke ground.
Yes.
There was a character that came out as gay on the show, and also kind of Disney's, kept up with these more mature storylines. What has the fan reaction been like to that, and how happy were you that they included that?
Oh my gosh, that was incredible for Andy Mack to be one of those groundbreaking shows that can make history. I was really lucky to be a part of that show because that's truly what I want to do with any projects that I ever work on. I want to have something that really makes it memorable. And I think that's my favorite part of this show too, is there's so much diversity and representation within the show. And I think everyone will see themselves through our characters, whether that's physically or just emotionally. So I'm very excited to just be here today.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of fans reach out to you about that stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, there was, especially it's kind of weird, like you would think that my hair isn't like a big deal to a lot of kids out there, but I think little girls who have big curly hair, they get to see my hair on TV and they're like, oh my gosh, like that can be considered beautiful, and I think a lot of times it isn't. So just seeing that and getting those direct messages means a lot to me because I never thought I could be somebody who could hopefully inspire people.
Yeah.
So it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's gotta feel good to have that, be a part of that representation and that connectivity for so many people. Matt, High School Musical came out in 2006. We talked about this a little bit, but sold more than 25 million albums, more than 25 million DVDs. Do you feel prepped to kind of walk into this world where things could just take off in that type of a way? And do you expect that this will as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something kind of speaking for all of us. I think we're all just kind of wanting to take this every kind of one step of the way and kind of just enjoy the moment that we're in with each other because we are such a family. And, whatever happens with the show, like we just want people to be entertained and kind of get to see that no matter who they are, they have their tribe and they have their group of people. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of one of those things that we just kind of want to live in the moment and have the love and friendship that we have.
Yeah, good for you
Love
guys.
it. Yeah, really happy for you all.
Yeah.
Ready for a little game?
Yeah.
Okay, so since 2006 was such an important year for music and for High School Musical, we're going to play a game called Hit It 2006.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Okay, so we're going to play 4 seconds of the song. You're going to guess the name and the artist of the song.
So the way this is going to work, when you hear it, you raise your hand when you know. You don't just blurt it out. We're going to see you raise your hand first, and then we'll go from there, all right?
Okay.
Okay.
Here we
So
go.
first song, Hit It.
Okay, Sophia.
Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake.
Absolutely! Ding, 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 ding!
All right.
I think everyone would have probably gotten that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, quick on the...
2 years old.
All right.
Yeah, she's like, I remember when I was in the diapers.
Didn't even walk in
The
and, like-
pull-ups and like JT.
That's so
right.
Artist.
Next song. Hit it.
Oh, wait, it was Olivia.
You still like Shakira?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right. Are we ready for another one? Here we go. Number 3.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, is this going to be the one? This is the stumper, huh?
Can we hear it again?
Yeah, one more time. Do we have it again? We'll tell you the hint. The title is in this.
Is that Brandy?
No.
Sierra?
Okay.
Hit it. Mary J. Blige?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
And the title is Be Without You.
Be with,
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said the title. Oh, my bad. My bad.
No, the title's in the it was in the lyric here. But it's okay. Okay.
Great job.
That was really good. All right, here we go. Next one.
Dang, this is intense.
Man,
Wait, I think Josh.
What's the title?
Joshua.
It's Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
What's the
And
title?
I chime in. Haven't you people ever heard of? Closing the door. But oh my gosh.
Is it? Wait. Do you have any guess?
Come on, I feel
Here's a hint. I write.
Sin's Not Tragedy.
Yes! There you go. With a little help. That's fine.
Disco. Such an amazing movie.
Again, guys, these are top songs from 2006
Yeah.
when High School Musical first came out. Do we have time for another one?
We were all like,
Okay, here comes another one.
I gotta get one.
What?
I think that was Matt.
Photograph Nickelback?
Yeah! There we go. Which recently had a wild political resurgence.
Yes. All right, let's hit the next one.
Unwritten.
But who is it by? Oh, is it Jordan Sparks?
Nope.
By
Starts with an N.
NB.
The
NB.
initials.
Rhymes with
People are screaming.
rhymes with
probably.
rhymes with Natasha.
Oh.
Natasha.
Wait, Natasha Bedingfield?
Yes! There we go. Natasha.
Okay, a couple more. Let's hit the next one.
Oh my god.
I think it was Jordan Sparks.
Oh, Rihanna. Oh.
You gotta raise your hand.
I can't sleep at night.
So far, Sophia has the
this way? Oh,
lead
you
with
want
this
me?
guess.
I
It
didn't
is-
hear it again. Can we play it back?
What is it
One
called?
more time. Here it goes. Here it comes.
Is it SOS?
Yes!
There you go.
Team effort. SOS Rihanna. One final one.
All right, last
Oh
one.
boy, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
That was tough. I think it was Matt.
It's Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
There we go. Big round of applause, guys. 2006 hit songs, the year High School Musical first came out.
Yes, thank you.
Remember, High School Musical, the musical, the series is available on Disney Plus November 12th.
All right, coming up tomorrow, we're going to be joined live by Vivica A. Fox. She's starring on the final season of Empire.
Plus, Real Housewives of New Jersey star Dolores Catania is gearing us all up for the new season's drama. We'll definitely be getting her take on the status of Teresa and Joe Giudice's marriage. All right, thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from the young and talented star of Emergence. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Alexa Swinton from Emergence, and this is One Last Thing. The last show I've binge watched was The Good Place.
Put the peeps in the chili pot and makes it taste bad.
Great joke, my third favorite. The last meal I had was this pineapple rice. It's a really good Thai dish. Well, not really good, I don't like it, but my best friend does, so she ate all of it. The last time I've laughed out loud was my brother and I were watching Family Guy last night, and it's really funny. Not appropriate, but funny.